ASUS TUF Gaming monitors sometimes face connection problems with HDMI, DisplayPort, and USB-C. These issues often involve the monitor failing to detect the input source from your device like a PC or console. Common causes include outdated cables, driver issues, firmware bugs, or incorrect settings. This video will guide you through troubleshooting these problems to get your monitor working correctly. Keep your monitor model number handy as it may be needed when updating drivers. The first step is to inspect your cables and ports. Check for any physical damage like bends or corrosion. Use certified cables, especially HDMI 2.1 for high resolutions. Look for certified cables to ensure reliability. Check for any physical damage like bends or corrosion. Visually inspect cables for bends and ports for corrosion. Try the cable with another device to see if the cable itself is faulty. Test the cable on a different device to isolate the issue. Ensure the cable is securely plugged into both the monitor and your device. Make sure connections are firm and secure. For USB-C, ensure your dock or adapter is compatible and functioning correctly. Verify USB-C components are compatible and ports are clean. Outdated drivers and firmware are common culprits behind connection issues with ASUS TUF Gaming monitors. Start by visiting ASUS's official website to download the latest drivers for your specific monitor model. Next, download the latest drivers for your GPU, whether it's NVIDIA or AMD, from their respective websites. For NVIDIA drivers, select your GPU series and download the latest version. For AMD, use their software to update drivers and check for game-specific optimizations. Use ASUS Armory Crate software to scan for and install any available firmware updates for your monitor. Log in to access the full features. These updates often contain fixes for signal detection and input source issues. Finally, restart your computer after updating all drivers to ensure changes take effect. A simple power cycle can often resolve connection problems. Unplug the monitor from the power outlet for 30 seconds. While it's unplugged, press and hold the power button for 10 seconds to fully discharge it. Plug the monitor back in and power it on. If that doesn't work, access the monitor's on-screen display menu and look for a reset or factory reset option to restore the monitor to its default settings. First, ensure the correct input source is selected on your monitor. Use the OSD menu to manually select the input source, such as HDMI, DisplayPort, or USB-C, that corresponds to the cable connected to your device. If auto detection is enabled on the monitor, try disabling it and manually selecting the appropriate input source. On your PC, navigate to Display Settings, then Advanced Display Settings, and open Display Adapter Properties to force the system to detect the monitor. Finally, in Device Manager, disable the monitor device and then re-enable it to refresh the connection. USB-C connections can be tricky due to their versatility. First, ensure your USB-C port supports DisplayPort alternate mode if you're using it for video output. Next, try using a different USB-C cable or dock to rule out compatibility issues. Then, update the firmware for your USB-C dock if applicable. Finally, some older ASUS models had USB-C charging instability issues, which were addressed in later firmware updates. When basic troubleshooting steps fail, move to advanced hardware tests. Run hardware tests using ASUS's Monitor Test Utility if available, or Windows' built-in DirectX diagnostic tool called DXDiag. These tools check for signal integrity issues that may indicate connection problems. If you suspect a hardware problem with the monitor, contact ASUS support to request return merchandise authorization. Many connection issues are actually cable-related, so check your cables carefully. ASUS now bundles certified cables with new monitor purchases to ensure compatibility. For specific diagnostic tools tailored to your monitor model, refer to ASUS support resources. USB-C is becoming the dominant connection type. Experts recommend using official ASUS hubs for best compatibility. Monitor firmware now includes self-healing protocols. If your issue persists, check ASUS support resources for up-to-date information and model-specific guides. A large percentage of issues can be resolved with simple cable swaps or resets, so don't immediately assume a hardware defect. AI-driven diagnostics are on the rise, promising automated fixes for common issues in the future. This covers the key trends and outlook for ASUS TUF monitor connections.